Adrian, we're talking about Fantastic Planet. Since we didn't get to record our movie swap bonus episode, we're kind of discussing. So you're quite faded, and it was too much.
Yeah, I mean, no, I think, like I said, I wasn't in the right state of mind to think about what it was throwing at me because, like I said, very philosophical, very like on the nose of kind of how humanity is. Like, so I was just like, I don't need this right now. But I couldn't stop watching it. Like I there was no way that if I ever paused it, I wouldn't have gone back to watch it. So I just powered through the whole thing, and it was
trippy soundtrack too, eh?
you know what? I loved that. I think it was my favorite part of like as a whole, like was really good. Yeah.
Okay, well, some positive out. I feel it sounds like
no, like overall, it was great. Like
okay.
overall, I actually really fucking enjoyed this movie. But just like I said, I maybe should have.
Would you watch it again?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Well, really quick on Wall-E. That shit was pretty fucking boring, dude. Listen, here's the thing.
You know what? I think what's hard is you watching it now. Like if you would have seen it when it had first come out.
50% of the movie is one robot going Wall-E, and the other one is going Evie, and it's like all it is for 50% of the movie, and we're supposed to have like a sauce Eva. Yeah. Well, the point is we're supposed to care about robot love. And it just nothing really happened where I was like, ooh, like what's going to happen next? Like, oh my God, what a great story.
It was a great story because the time
life. So then,
it's the whole notion that they're trying to teach kids to conserve the environment because eventually we're all going to be living in space. And Katy Perry's dumbass and like all our celebrities are doing that same shit is actually happening now. They thought of this thing 20 years ago, you know?
Sure.
Like,
let me put it this way. Wild Robot did a much better job of having a full story with multiple characters.
Yes, but like I said, I think if you would have seen it when it came out, the time that it came out, you would have.
I remember seeing it when it came out, and my kids were bored out of their minds. Like they could not. It could not hold their attention. Me.
That's wild. I love Wall-E.
Yeah, I've seen it maybe 3 times. It's not my favorite at all.
I found myself like checking the time, how much more. Like it was kind of rough. I almost took a nap in the middle.
Meanwhile, I was like glued to the screen, like, what is happening?
Well, listen, I'm glad I checked it off the box. It's not a blind spot anymore. And it sounds like Fantastic Planet left some kind of impression on you. I think it's an important movie that's underseen, obviously, because of its timing and it's international. It's a French film, but I think more people should see it, right?
No, I think it's absolutely brilliant. Yeah.
Happy to hear.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Welcome to Seeing This. I am the movie Mamba, Michael Arnellis. A question for you guys. Are you into spitting in people's mouths? The feisty picey Erica McMullen with us.
Oh, so slutty.
And the Gerber babyface assassin, Adrian Cedeno.
The devil went down to Georgia.
He went down for sure. That's all in reference to our movie review here of Sinners. Wow, what a ride. I look forward to our conversations. But let's jump right into it. We were talking a little bit about an idea me and Erica had to swap movies. I finally watched Wall-E. She watched Fantastic Planet. 2 blind spots that we had. Give me 5 words to describe Fantastic Planet.
Oh, no.
No pressure.
Introspective, insightful, weird.
I thought you were going to go
totally
with
fair, right?
another I word. Okay.
I know. I was thinking about it, but really pragmatic in certain. Um,
One more.
Freaky. We're gonna have to put.
Fair
I
enough.
can't do
Fair
it.
enough.
Like, it's so weird.
I'll review Wall-E in 5 words. I almost fell asleep twice. Nonetheless, that's not the experience of Sinners, and also what we've been watching this week. I think we've all seen some interesting things this week. Adrian, I saw your list. Why don't you kick us off? What'd you finally watch this
Oh,
week?
I've been cramming in a bunch of Reservation Dogs.
There we go.
I've been loving it. That first episode had me hooked, and now I'm halfway through season 2.
Can I guess your favorite character?
Uh,
Or should I say characters?
sure, sure.
You like the twins, the rappers?
I find them funny. I don't like them, but I find them comedic for
Okay.
sure.
It's a great show. I'm glad you locked in, and sounds like you've been doing some good progress.
Yeah.
Season 2.
Yeah.
You're not at the end of
No,
season.
I'm halfway through.
Like how far?
So Mabel, grandma just is dying. She just
Spoiler
comes
alert,
back,
yeah.
and he's like yelling at
What
her.
the hell? I was gonna watch it.
Yeah, you're next, Erica.
Yeah.
You're it's on Hulu. You have Hulu. You can watch.
Yeah,
I do have
yeah.
Hulu.
there. Okay, so Reservation Dogs, you give it a high recommendation.
Yeah, love it.
And my boy DeFaro, right?
DeFaro, he's clutch.
Completely different role.
So my favorite character, now that we mention it, is gonna be his ancient warrior friend guide.
Yeah.
Indian. Oh, he's hilarious. I love him.
He's pretty funny. He's pretty funny.
Oh, he does make. Oh, he's perfect. He's great.
Erica, you gotta watch. Yeah, again, add it to your
Yeah.
list. We got Love on the Spectrum. We got
Such a long list.
Reservation
You'll
Dogs.
appreciate Reservation
well,
Dogs. It's worth it. Like top of the list.
Everybody, if you haven't seen it, it's on
Definitely.
Hulu. Reservation Dogs. So good. So good. Erica, what have you watched this week?
Well, I went to go see Sinners in the theater. And I also got to see in the freaking theater the new Final Destination trailer. Oh my God, it was so good.
Just like Rafe Fiennes, I feel like Final Destination has also been a staple of our podcast. So
Yes.
it's a full trailer.
It was a full trailer.
How do you typically feel about trailers? Do you care if it spoils aspects of the movie? Does that affect the viewing experience? Which I ask because I think we'll come to that a little bit later with Sinners. But go ahead.
I think it's hit or miss, right? So you have certain trailers that absolutely will spoil the entire movie within their trailers. Like, it gives you the plot, gives you everything, and then some movies end up having a twist where like it had nothing to do with anything that was in the trailer, and it ends up being really great and awesome, and I love it. However, there's a lot of movies where they come out with the trailer and it's exactly what was in there and it's boring and nothing happens. And I really don't want that to be the case with this movie. The only really thing I can think about is that they're going to show you a bunch of things. You're obviously not going to know the order that they happen in. And I think there's going to be a lot more death scenes that we're going to get.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Sure.
the comeback movie, so they're going to have to go all out. So I really don't think they're spoiling too much in the trailer. Like there's going to be a plot twist, obviously.
No, I agree. I think that I saw the trailer as well in Sinners, and anyone that saw Sinners in theater probably saw this trailer.
Yeah.
I think it does a good job of letting you know it's Final Destination. Like,
yeah, like don't forget this is what we do.
Yeah. I'm the kind of person that if there's a movie I know I'm going to watch, I'll avoid the trailer at all costs. I'll either get up and walk out for a bit, or I'll just sit there with my eyes closed looking like I have issues. But I try to avoid them. While we're on the topic really quick, Ari Aster's new movie, Eddington. Have you guys seen the trailer for this?
I don't watch trailers.
No.
I know that you sent it, But
Mm.
this is one that I had
It was
already
just one of the many texts you sent that I ignore.
No. This is we're kinda on this topic right now. This is one of those movies where I've already kinda
Mm,
heard some things about it, and I don't wanna spoil anything
sure.
else any further, so I'm probably not gonna watch the trailers.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
I would say though that trailer is how you do a trailer, where like you get a gist of what the movie is, but it gives nothing away. You just get
Okay,
introduced to
so you think I'll be
characters.
safe to watch it?
I think so. Like
Okay.
it may like I love Ari Aster. I've seen every movie he's made in the theater. Like I'm already in. I again stock. If we do that one, I'll tell you now. He's who I'll go after. But watching the trailer got me more jacked up. I'm like, oh fuck yeah! Like
Okay.
I think you're safe. I think you're safe.
Okay.
If you guys want to check out the Eddington trailer, and Adrian, we got to get you onto the Ari Aster train. I know you haven't seen any of his
I
movies,
don't know
right?
who Ari Aster is.
Midsummer, our boy that made also Hereditary, where we have one of our awards.
Solid movies.
Yeah, Beau is Afraid, which was a trip. Did you see that one, Erica?
I did see that one,
Okay.
yeah.
What'd you think?
Yeah, a trip is a
Trip.
very that is like such the perfect definition of that movie. It's a trip.
An anxiety-induced trip, to say
Yeah.
the least. Don't go in too high for that one.
No.
So just really quick to wrap up what we've watched this week. I have been balls deep into The Last of Us. I finished season 1.
You know, you guys all give me shit about what I say and the innuendos it calls, and then you just say you're balls deep into
We don't give you shit. You can get balls deep in whatever you want. That's fine.
y'all gave me so much shit for saying I'll throw my money at Jordan Peele, thinking I was gonna say something else.
Hey, throw a drop, whatever you want to do.
He's a married man.
We're sex positive here. Don't worry. As is sinners. But like I was saying, Last of Us, caught up on season 1. Season 2, I'm up to speed, 2 seasons in. I'm also replaying the second game, part 2 of the game, because I kind of want to know what's going to happen into the show. You guys haven't watched. I won't spoil anything, but the shit went down in this last episode of season 2, episode 2. And good luck missing spoilers. It's all over the internet. They do a good job of not necessarily saying what happened, but still. But I think it's a testament to how good the show is, how good the game is. It's pretty true to the game. There's some things they do different, but the main points are staying true. And the game is
They even came out, I believe the director and the writers came out and said that they weren't gonna write they weren't gonna this was it, right? And like this season 2's done. They're not gonna do what they did to Game of Thrones
and just extend it, you mean?
finish it. We'll finish it before anything was written by the author. So I
Yeah.
think they said the same thing about that, which is kind of nice.
I had heard that they were breaking up season 2, like part 2 of the game, into 2 seasons of TV. I don't know if that's true or not. The game
Probably with how they freaking do things nowadays.
Yeah.
I hate that.
Well, and the game creator also said that they have flirted with the idea of a third game, which would follow a character named Tommy. So if you know the game, you know Tommy. You know the show, you know Tommy. You guys should check it out. It's a cool game. I mean, well, it is a cool game, but it's a cool show. Very emotionally invested in that. Nonetheless, let's get to our review of Sinners.
Have you seen this?
Have you seen this?
Have you seen this?
I know, I've seen this. I know this.
I am going to open up our review by looking at our letterbox description, so then everyone has context of what we're seeing. I think off the bat, I would just say, go see this in theaters.
Yeah, before
It's out right now.
I think we need to do a spoiler alert before we even do the letterbox, before we do anything, because this is one of those movies like you should not know anything about it, and you should go in. I'm just maybe I'm particular like that. Like I don't like knowing it.
Yeah.
I didn't even know, whether my kids were gonna be boy or girl. So I don't want to know anything about the movie. I want to go in not knowing anything. And it was
fair.
great. Like the entire experience was wonderful, when you're actually not knowing anything.
So we'll do a very know-nothing review. Adrian, you're saying it's great.
Yeah, for sure.
Like you had a good time with the movie. Erica, this is our spoiler-free, just without saying anything about the movie.
10 out of 10. Go see this in the theater. I was in a all black theater earlier today, and it made the experience 20 times better, as it always does. But amazing, and everyone around me, you could feel the energy that everybody was having a good time.
Yeah. Yeah. If you could see this in a full theater, that's the best experience. There's a lot of different formats that this was shot in. IMAX, obviously be the optimal one. I think there's even a couple options within IMAX, depending what your theater provides, but see it on the best
Yeah.
screen with the fullest crowd and just enjoy the ride. And I too say, it's a good movie. Spoilers.
Spoiler alert.
We'll talk freely here. We don't necessarily need to dive into anything spoiler, but let me just read the description here. And then we can maybe jump into like why you don't want to know anything. So, Sinners, the tagline. Well, first off, sorry. Sinners, directed by Ryan Coogler.
Written
Tagline,
and
dance
directed
with
by Ryan Coogler.
written and directed Ryan Coogler. Tagline, dance with the devil. Description, trying to leave their troubled lives behind, twin brothers return to their hometown to start again, only to discover that an even greater evil is waiting to welcome them back. And honestly, that's a pretty good description without giving some things away, right? So to open, I really wish I didn't know the vampire aspect of it all. I kind of went into it thinking, okay, Michael B. Jordan is a pair of twin vampires. That's what I thought going into it. And I think now that I've had time to ferment with it, I saw this Friday, I think, so a few days ago. I've had time to let it sit and ferment, and I think because I knew there was vampires involved, I was kind of waiting for that. I was kind of waiting for like, okay, well, are they vampires now? Are they who's the good vampire? Who's like, what's going to happen here? And the real vampire aspect doesn't actually kick off until like
End of the movie.
probably halfway through second
Deep
Yeah.
into the movie,
Yeah.
yeah.
end of the second act, right? So I think if you are able to watch this without knowing that and just see this as a story of twin men who are veterans to World War I coming back to town, a little bit inconspicuously, we don't really know their intentions. They're trying to get money for a juke club. And you know, after doing some research, how accurate a lot of the setting, a lot of the people, even the Chinese couple that are in it, how they were part of the South and in Mississippi, just brings so many elements of that, you know, early 1900s Mississippi environment into this movie. And I think it's really what makes it feel alive. But back to you, Adrian, now that you can speak freely, what'd you think?
I went in completely blind. I had no idea what it was about.
Yeah, no, nothing. That's
Knew
awesome.
Knew nothing. The movie was called Sinners, so I thought
I'm actually excited for
it was
you.
something like
Yeah.
I had no idea. I had saw an interview with Michael B. Jordan talking about it a little bit, but he didn't talk about anything about the actual movie. I didn't pay attention enough to remember any of what he was saying. So I was completely blind. And the whole time I was just thinking, like, when is the like sinner aspect kick in? Like, are they like, okay, they're obviously, you know, Chicago gangsters, or they went to Chicago to
Came
be
from
gangsters.
Chicago, yeah.
They end up, you know, robbing both sides, the Irish mob and the Italian mob, and pinning it against each other. So while they're fighting, they boogie and go back home to start a juke club. I thought that was like the whole sinning aspect of it. I thought that was all of it. Like I was waiting for the climax to hit, and I thought it was gonna be something along like nowhere did I think it was vampires at all.
That's
so
awesome.
as soon as it happened, and like you see the vampire there after like I actually started clicking once he's introduced and they're talking to the Indians and they're like talking in their native tongue, like, ooh, God help you. Like, we're out of here.
Yeah.
So it was dope.
I wish we would have got excuse me. I wish we would have got a bit more of the native perspective. I was really thinking like, oh, this is dope.
I
Like
think I wanted a little bit more of the indigenous aspect of it, just because of how they opened with the movie and with all of the like with all of the different like tales about them, about like all of these like the different names and everything that the indigenous gave and the Africans gave. And so I was hoping for a little bit more of that, or like I don't know, maybe like aiding in some
Yeah.
sense
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, they're really only in one scene, probably the last part of the first act. And if anyone's going to know what to do in a situation like this in the real world, it's going to be the indigenous people of the land. And I thought it was a
Yeah,
great,
exactly.
I thought it was a great idea for Coogler to introduce these guys, these natives,
But they like knew what to
into
do
the
with it.
story.
That's the bizarre part, because
Yeah.
you think vampires aren't from here; they're from Europe, right? Like
Eastern
Eastern
Europe.
Europe. So you don't think of them like indigenous people, natives, making like they already figured out how to handle them or keep them out.
Yeah. I mean, that can also speak to like, vampires could be native to anywhere, just as, people are.
I mean, I think
We're
there
just
were
familiar with the Eastern
some.
European ones.
No, I think
I
there
mean,
were
I've never
some
met a vampire in
indigenous
real life, man.
Yeah, there were some indigenous cultures that I believe had some
Right.
superstitions like around it. Like I said, I'm not really like versed in it to know if they like had any encounters or anything, but I think I would have liked to see a little bit more of that on screen.
And I think it's not even necessarily a critique. I think it's a selfish desire to want that. But this movie wasn't necessary. I mean, this movie's for everyone, but it's very Black African American centric as far as the cultural aspect, as far as obviously the cast and crew. And I think it was more focused on telling the story and the allegory of the white man wanting to take the ability, power, culture, music, everything from the black man. And, it does it in an interesting way where these white vampires have some points, how they also want to feel like they're a part of something, that they've had their shit taken from them, especially specifically it being the Irish vampire who were also persecuted by the Protestants. You know what I mean? So it's really specific decision making Coogler's doing there.
Well, and like that was arguably, I think maybe my favorite part was when they're at right at the entrance and they're trying to convince him
To let them in.
to join them, and they're trying to tell them, they're like, look, they're like, you think you were gonna be safe here? He's like, we got the sun right here. They were planning to raid the Juke tonight. You guys were all gonna be dead anyway.
And that the guy that essentially sold them the property for the Juke is essentially the
going to come in
clan leader, clan wizard,
Yeah.
and
Was gonna
said
have them come in and kill everyone.
have a massacre. Yeah.
Yep.
So
And
again, this movie's
like
doing
that
so many things.
like that temptation there. I think the director did a very good job, and the actors in that moment, like the writers for this specific dialogue, I think it was just so brilliant. Like you said, it was like this time where, you know, centered around slavery, slaving around, like centered around cotton picking and stuff, and to have something so desirable, but for them to know it was so evil still, because it's these spirits who, weren't going to be able to be at rest. I really loved it.
I think the title of the movie is Sinners, right? And ultimately, everyone in this movie is a sinner to some degree or another. These people, Michael B. Jordan, both of his characters, Smoke and Stack, worked with Al Capone allegedly and stole from people, so they're sinners. You've got the alcoholic, what was his name? I want to get his name right.
Delta Slim.
Delta Slim.
Delroy
Yes,
Lindo.
Delroy Lindo. Fucking crushed it in this movie, dude.
So-
You guys recognize
Such a
him from
great performance.
I think the music also like plays a huge part in it. Like Buddy Guy was in it, and it
course,
was
yeah.
just like the blues was amazing. I think it was all kind of summed up in one line where he says, "The white man all love the blues. They just don't love who does it or who's in it." He's something like along that
Yeah,
lines, like the white man love the
Mhm.
blues just like we do, but they just don't like that we do it. You know, like
Yeah.
so. It was the music was amazing, like on point. I loved it.
It's pivotal. I mean, I would say the music was the center of the
Mhm.
movie. I mean, you get a
Well,
young
so
Miles Caton in his first movie as Sammy just crushed it.
amazing.
His first role as an actor
Amazing.
crushes it as like the young
I
blues
hope he's
player.
really sings like that too. Like, oh,
He
he's
does. That's
he is
Yeah.
perfect.
him.
Like, that he's bringing the blues to the to a new age. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, new
yeah, for
generation. Yeah,
sure.
sure, absolutely.
They found someone so perfect for this role that was supposed to be so powerful, like, the whole tale of, the songs resonating so much that it just pierces the veil enough for something to cross over. And the fact that they were all coming to him, and then the fact that they had someone who their voice was just so, and his like the accent, his
That's
voice,
that whole
the
song.
way he was moving in the space, the way that they incorporated all of the old indigenous African tribal music, and then they did a lot of hip hop, and then
Yeah, so that
I loved that.
Because he's
I
bringing out the
think that's the
spirits.
scene of
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
scene of the movie, right? Like he's essentially playing the blues and conjuring spirits of the past and future, specifically of like African culture within music and dance. And you see someone with like an electric guitar, almost like a Jimi Hendrix.
You see
And you
B-boys
ultimately see
breakdancing.
people twerking,
Yeah.
like
Yeah, yeah.
it covers the spectrum. And I thought as I was watching it, I was like, oh, this is like a special moment. Like this is a big part of the movie that really captures
Yes, I just love how witchy it is, because
Voodoo.
I
the whole movie.
well, the whole movie, and then just a lot of people very often forget how deeply ingrained witchcraft, voodoo, everything is in the Black culture. So it's like, it was really, 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 really cool to see it on full display on how things like that happen, and what the beliefs are, and how really like deeply ingrained, like even the pastor, even his dad, it was almost as if his dad knew, like this could be the consequences of your sinning, like this
So there's a
is
song, "The Devil Went Down to Georgia," where the kid is playing. He's like the best fiddle player, and it just attracts, that spirit. It attracts the devil to come down and be like, "Nah, I'm the best. Like, I want your soul."
I mean, that goes back to the blues player Robert
Right.
Johnson, who supposedly sold his soul to the devil to have his talents and be successful, right? Like there's a lot of that lore in the culture and in the music being shown in this movie. And I think the way they do it makes it accessible by anyone, can relate to
well,
anyone.
and just how you can look across cultures, across religions, really across the world, how powerful music is, I mean, and then on top of that, in witchcraft and voodoo, like the chanting, the repetitiveness of things that are being said, the fact that both the vampires and the people were both trying to use it to their advantage, knowing that, the vampires were trying to get him so that they could claim more souls and bring back more of the damned, versus they were trying to just free their minds from, the cotton picking every day, and the daily life that they had in America at that time.
Yeah, and I think it's really key to remember where and when we are in this movie, and
Yes.
how true it is. I think a lot of some talk on the internet has been like, oh well, every white person in this movie is like a vampire or evil, and it's like
It's like,
you're in the South in Mississippi,
On a
the
on a
KKK.
plantation.
like the people in this movie are evil, so you shouldn't feel too bad
It
when
always baffles me. It's like, oh, did you not think that the white people were bad at any
yeah,
point? Like,
specifically in this time in this
yeah,
location.
this
So
time, the location. I really like too them bringing up I don't remember if it was, I think it was Smoke he was talking to his little cousin, talking to him about like, no, like get out of here. Like if you're gonna get out of here, you need to go to the bayou where
Yeah.
they know what they're doing. Like they'll get you into jazz. You won't have any of this stuff. But then there's also um like the lore behind the bayou and like how the bayou has a lot of like mystical creatures in there. So it's like, ooh, if that was like a tie-in to here and he went to the bayou, I wonder like what else he could have encountered, especially
yeah,
if he ever ended up playing his guitar again. Because I had a feeling, I was like, he's got that freaking strummer. I was like, he's gonna recreate that.
Yeah.
He's gonna recreate the
But
guitar
I
for
mean,
sure.
60 years later, he's still playing.
Yeah.
1992.
But
He's
like
had to have been
in
80,
all theory,
81.
yeah.
I mean, how old is Buddy Guy? It's pretty much aligned to that.
Yeah.
I imagine you guys both stayed like for the mid
Yeah.
credit like epilogue.
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Make sure, I mean, obviously if you're listening to this point, hopefully you've seen the movie,
Yeah,
but
yeah. Hopefully you've seen the movie because we came out with spoilers real
but
fast.
definitely stick around till the end credits.
And like if you are trying to decide whether or not your teenage children should see this, because I know sometimes parents like to take a teenager to a rated R movie, maybe pass on this one.
I saw someone bring their like I'll say 10-year-old daughter to this
Terrible
movie.
choice.
Yeah.
Terrible choice.
It's tough because you think
It
like
is a slutty movie.
Yeah, it's not tough.
No, stop. This movie is for sluts.
Not
I'm
tough
sorry,
at
but
all.
it is. This is for us, not
you get some crotch grabbing, some leg spreading, you get some mouth spitting. These vampires are horny. Or these people,
Yeah.
I mean people. I mean some of them
Yeah,
weren't
they're
even
normal
vampires.
people
That's not the
before
point.
they become
Yeah,
vampires.
yeah. Everyone's got to
So,
get some.
like we said, the movie is called Sinners. So that's pretty much all that you are going to see throughout this movie.
And I mean, if you want to break it down, the movie essentially says like, go out and sin, in the sense of the Sammy, who's a young guitar player, his dad's a preacher, and he clearly went against the word of God or the word of his father and went on to make incredible music, so it's an interesting moral dance you're also kind of playing with this movie also, that like are some of these beliefs outdated. I don't know.
It's curious too, right? Because the Bible teaches you, well, Jesus died for your sins. Well, if you're not sinning, did he die for nothing?
Should better
So
set
it's
it
like,
up.
yeah, well, no, I mean, like I've heard that argument
Sure.
plenty of times where it's like, well, why shouldn't I sin? Like I'm supposed to be unapologetically myself and go through life living to the fullest. It doesn't mean I can't be a kind person. I just,
I think people
So
throw the
what's-
word
so what's-
sin around pretty loosely. Like
not according to the Bible.
that's
The
what I'm saying.
Bible,
Like
every sin is equal.
The
right,
Bible
but
is pretty
it's pretty
clear
cut
and
and dry that
dry
there's like 10, right? I mean,
Well, the whole point being that this movie does a great job of like questioning these things and saying like what is okay, what's not. Like, should you follow your heart and your passion and your God-given talent, though dogma says you shouldn't,
I
but
didn't get that.
I have my what do you mean?
Like I understand. I that whole part of it wasn't as deep or philosophical for me. It was more just the religion part of it, where he's a pastor and anything aside of his son being the next pastor is a sin. So the fact that he wants music, and then at that time, like any music that was different, so blues, jazz, any of that, like that was probably considered sinful music. Why? Because people probably
Sure.
had sex premarital to that. You know what I mean? Like,
Like what happened?
so you get what I'm saying? Like, it's made for sinners. It's made from sinners. So it was just like
Sure.
a complex, right? Like,
But I think to my point, and I think what Ryan Coogler's doing is that story or belief continues on. Like when I was all hardcore into church, like I didn't go to my fucking proms because I believe that's where the devil hangs out. That's where the demons hang out with all that worldly music, which leads me to my guest that I have. Let me bring on my guest here to give a better explanation of what I'm trying to say here with Sinners. Again, we're on a Joker streak. This guy is named Joker as well. And hopefully you guys can see it here.
Tell me something, my friend. You ever dance with the devil in the pale moonlight? What? I always ask that of all my prey. I just like the sound of it.
So, a lot of dancing going on in this movie, pale moonlight happening, and a lot of death. And I think, you know, to everything that we spoke on culturally and of the times, I think everything that happens at the juke joint, at the spot, the club, is really where the heart of the movie is. And a lot of it is the performances that are happening. Every single person in this movie. I mean, we already talked about Delroy Lindo, who, like, his first scene where he's drinking and he's playing the harmonica or whatever, I was like, oh, he's fucking in this movie. Like, he's going for it.
It was just like the slight drawl in his speech, you know, the gold teeth, the harmonica, the drink, like everything.
big long fingers.
It was good.
I think when you're an actor that can at the same time go all in on a film and to make it look effortless.
It looked natural.
Like, it doesn't look like he's like, you know what I mean? Like, that's a A+ fucking actor. And I thought, you know, when you have people like Michael B. Jordan, who's obviously been in a lot of movies, a lot of Ryan Coogler movie.
I mean, I love Michael B. Jordan. It's just always so hard to take him seriously because all I think about is G Baby getting shot.
Oh, that's
Was
tough.
that Friday Night Lights? G-Baby?
No.
You're talking about from I just started watching it. Come on, stoners.
Oh my god, with Keanu Reeves.
Oh, fastball or
Yeah.
Hardball.
Hardball.
Hardball. Spoiler alert for Hardball, and I just spoiler alert for The Wire.
First of all, if you don't know by now, Michael B. Jordan is G Baby.
He dies in everything, but does he die here? Kind of. I think, yeah, he does. Well, one of the
twins.
One
they
dies.
both do. They're both dead, technically.
I guess so. Yeah, that's interesting. He dies in all his movies. What was I gonna go with this? Oh, the performances. And also shout out to, we already talked about Miles Caton. I thought Wunmi Masaku, who plays
I'm so glad
Annie,
you brought her up. I'm so glad you brought her up.
who plays Annie, who is kind of like the main witchcraft voodoo believer and practitioner, and provides the mojo around is it Smoke's necklace, right, to keep him safe,
Smoke, yeah.
right? Fantastic job. I've seen her in a couple things, but she stood out maybe by far. She's in Deadpool Wolverine. I don't even know who she is in that,
because she first started off in Loki. So
well, not first, but yeah.
Well, her first Marvel debut was Loki. And now let me tell you, her episode where it's centered around her character.
That makes sense.
Like, she's a great actress.
You saw it there.
Yeah. Yes, you could see it there. Like, she's got it. She like the emotion that she's able to put on her face, like, just it grips you. I love her. If
I may give just one more shout out to an actress that really caught my attention and was really doing her job in her role, Jaime Lawson, who played Parlene.
She could sing too.
She was the Miles Canton Sammy love interest, and the way she was,
song was good.
Her song, the way she was dancing, all of it, I I was in. I turned into a vampire for her. Let's get to our Commodus scale. I think I have a good idea of where we'll be here, but thumbs up, even or down. Erica, you're doing thumbs up. Adrian, you got the lights flashing for a thumbs up. Thumbs up.
2 thumbs up.
Yeah, definitely. One more thing I'll say about all that. Considering how many vampire movies we've had, like since we've had this podcast, we've done Nosferatu, and now we have Sinners. It still feels fresh. It feels brand new. It feels like a unique creative take that
A great story.
I think should inspire more films to be more like this. Like if you're gonna make a vampire movie, a monster movie, a whatever movie, like have some
Make it ingrained in the culture.
100%. Your culture of choice, like
Yeah.
whoever represents you
could've-
as a filmmaker
Could have been
or
strawberry
your
pickers
community.
instead
Like,
of cotton pickers. You know what I mean?
I mean, it could have been a lot of different angles, but I think the fact that Ryan Coogler, I think, is batting 1,000 in all of his movies, from Fruitvale to Black Panther. I mean, he's just. I'm really curious to see where he goes from here and what we do with our
Smart guy.
stocking draft. But before we get there, double feature pairings. Erica, tell us about your double feature recommendation for Sinners.
Yes, I'm so excited. While I was looking at our document, was very upset that I couldn't pick your
Yeah, me too.
pick, Michael. I won't.
I
give
don't
it
even want to
away,
say mine because
but,
I think I liked yours better.
It's all
no,
right.
that
We
was
can have,
like such a great pick. My double feature is a movie called Abigail. I believe we said 2024 release,
correct.
right? I think it was like at the beginning of last year. Maybe that's why it feels so long ago. But lots of good plot twists, has you engaged. We were talking, it's very small cast, but everybody does their part very well in it. Highly recommend. I actually think Adrian might like that movie, like hell like that movie.
I'm not a horror
But
guy.
yeah,
Remember?
good. I don't want to give away too much because I don't think either of you have seen it.
It's on Prime.
But for those who have seen it, it's so like it's fun. Like it's a really fun movie.
What's your double feature recommendation?
I went Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Just because it was a fun old vampire movie. Just a bunch of wooden stakes, just stabbing it through their hearts. But it was fun, like campy, like corny movie. I just like a nostalgia movie, like a guilty pleasure.
You can watch the show now on Hulu and Disney Plus.
Right.
If I'm not mistaken, they're coming out with a new
Movie?
Buffy the Vampire
Sarah
series.
Michelle Gellar did say that
Series.
she was in now. She's like, I think I'm in a good spot. I'd be willing to do it. And she has been vehemently against it for a while.
I think
religious
we
reason?
touched on it. No,
Yeah.
just
No,
like
I think
just
she-
because
Why
like
go
why
backwards?
drain
Yeah.
it? If the cow's dry, why milk it? But they found some milk apparently in this cow. Let's
Bet that
draft
milk
some
came out
stock
green.
real
I
quick.
did not like that analogy.
The cow is ready to be milked. All right, let's go to our wonderful wheel of cinema. I'm going to briefly stall as I add Erica to it because
Wow, fake as hell.
well, first of all, you got first pick last time and the time before that, so I've had to remove you first. So now I need to re-add you. And what color did you like?
Get
Green.
picked first last time. I got
Yeah,
picked
you
first last
did.
time, but not the time before that.
Yeah, you did. You took the director for Warfare first, and then you had first draft in the Stoner draft. First pick in the Stoner draft. Nice try there.
I did.
But things will change today as we have our new wheel here, the Wheel of Cinema, deciding our draft order for stock. Going first is Adrian. There you go. First pick. Nice. All right. Second. Some bullshit.
Yay!
All right. Stop sharing. Whatever.
Honestly, I really don't think any of us are gonna pick
Yeah. There's a lot of great
similar
options
ones.
here.
lot.
Adrian, You're number one. Who do you want?
Delroy Lindo,
Nice.
Delta Slim. He killed it for me,
That's
man.
great.
He was wonderful. And I know he's pretty selective in whatever movies he does do, but when he's in something, he's on it. He's on point.
He's in Malcolm X. He's in The Devil's Advocate, Gone in 60
Gone in
Seconds,
60
Get
Seconds, yeah.
Shorty, The Five Bloods. He's a voice in Up. He's in Ransom, Cider House Rules, Broken Arrow. I mean, Congo, Romeo Must Die. He's in so many movies. His stock is very high as you draft it, but I agree. Anything he comes out in, man, it's gold. It's gold. Okay, well, Erica.
Yeah. I am gonna take my girl. I'm gonna take Wunmi Mosaku.
Oh, look at that.
I love her. I cannot express to you how much I've loved everything that I've seen her in. I'm really glad to have her on my team. I'm excited.
Saddle up.
She's great, dude. I'm telling you, she's like I said, just the way she can, put emotions on her face, the way she navigates the space, the way she navigates other actors and actresses. It's just it's amazing.
Well,
I enjoy her.
I completely agree. I'm glad she got drafted. This is going to be another movie where there's a lot of talent left on the board. I
Yeah.
mean, I've got to take Ryan Coogler.
I knew you were. You're such a director's boy.
Dude, he's already lined up to do a new X-Files rendition. I don't know if you guys have heard of that. X-Files. He's supposed to make a new rendition of that, so I'm sure it's gonna be fucking awesome. Probably a touch of Black Mirror to it. But Ryan Coogler, dude, like I said, he hasn't missed. It's crazy how he started at Fruitvale Station, and then you have Creed, Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, now Sinners. Like, he hasn't missed, and he has a very auteur. He very much has a voice. He has a vision, and it's very much one that, like, you can say, like, oh, this must be a Ryan Coogler film.
Judas and the Black Messiah?
I have.
How did you like that one?
I love that movie. I love Judas.
I loved that movie too. I was really impressed with that. It's a good pick, but like I said, you're such a director's boy.
Now, it's a great movie about the civil rights movement, Frank Hampton. Not directed by Ryan Coogler, though. That's Shaka King. I don't know if that's why you mentioned Judas and the Black Messiah, but that's Shaka King. No.
He's listed. I'm literally looking at it right now. He's listed as a producer.
Oh, he's a producer. Yes, sorry. I thought we were talking director.
I did it. My bad.
Fair point. I mean, that's a fair point. The fact that he's even producing films that are important to history and the culture and providing a perspective some people miss. Ryan Coogler, I'll take him. No Michael B. Jordan taken. I'm really
Michael B. Jordan,
which we didn't even really talk about him.
Who's good? I don't know if she watches, but Jazz, if you're watching this, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry we left him on the table.
We got to take like a minute. We haven't even talked about him. I thought this is the best he's ever been as far as acting goes. He played two roles that need to be similar yet something different.
I really liked it in this one. I'd say I'd agree with you.
Yeah.
Creed is a close second. I liked how he played twins and going back and forth, one with like a left tooth, gold tooth, and one with the right side gold teeth, one in subtle blue and one in like subtle red, like it was cool.
I thought the first scene was the only time I was slightly taken out of the movie to be like, okay, how are they doing this? You can kind of tell, I don't know. But like after that first scene, I got lost in it. And I'm like, okay, these are two different characters. And I think it's a testament, whether you prefer his performance in Creed or this, it's a great
I even was thinking like as they're passing the cigarette back and forth, I'm like, damn, how did they shoot that? Like
I thought that too on that scene
like,
too.
It looks so good, like passing it.
Like I'm looking closely at the cigarette in the hand.
That kind of broke my heart at the end where, because that was like his brother's job was to roll the cigarette.
And he can't roll.
He's all shaking
because of the PTSD and stuff. So
a lot of great subtle
I like that he took it from the white guy, from the Grand Wizard.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck out of him right after.
Yeah. Anything else you guys want to touch on
Go
with
see this
Sinner.
movie. You know what? I feel like we do need to give a little shout out to Haley Steinfeld. in this.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I
Way
didn't
to
know she
way
could
to
do that.
confirm that I am in love with women.
Is
Like,
this
dear
your
God.
coming out of the closet moment? I'm confused.
Oh God, no, that was
Oh.
like ages ago.
Oh, okay, got it. Got it.
But oh my God, no, like, and it goes back to like that sinning thing. Like she did such a good job of being temptation in the moments, and then when she flips into a vampire, it's like it's tenfold.
She I only knew her as the voice actor in Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, Across the Spider-Verse, right? I think she plays Gwen, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So this was my first time really seeing her. I understand she's in Hawkeye, right? Like she's the daughter or something of Hawkeye. I don't know.
She's not the daughter of Hawkeye, but she is the new.
Hawkeye.
She is his replacement. Yes.
Well, welcome to the universe. But to my point, those all being Marvel IP, obviously she's in other things, but this performance, I
She's in
think,
Pitch Perfect. I think. I mean, she's been in.
yeah,
She's been in
not
some
not
shows.
movies I watch, not movies I
Yeah.
watch. But I thought she held her own and stood up to the task of acting with all these stellar actors. I think she did a great job of both being someone you can empathize with, but also someone you can have some doubt and questions about, you know? And I think she walked that line
What
really
about
well.
Cornbread?
Cornbread is great. Omar, I think his name is.
His name's Omar, I believe.
Omar Benson Miller. He does a great interview on Higher Learning. Shout out to Higher Learning, another podcast. And he really did a great job articulating kind of the angles that Coogler took for this movie and how important it was to the culture and to get it matched up to how things were in the early 1900s, in
1932.
the South, in Mississippi specifically, and how you even had like some of those plantation dollars, you know what I mean? Like the money, there's like, oh, what are you going to
Like-
use that for?
Like
You know,
these people
and
worked
it
hard
just,
for that money. You're gonna deny them? Like they worked
Yeah.
hard for that 2 wooden coins.
I think it's a testament to Coogler, not just as a director, but as a writer, to like have these details in this story to just make it more lived in, which is hard to do with the fucking vampire movie.
Right.
You know, like
it
Yeah.
felt
it
real.
does a great
Like,
job of
and that's
keeping
what
real.
I think they did a really good job of embedding it within the culture, like within
Correct.
the lore of,
I did not
of it
think it
all.
was
And
vampires. I thought it was gonna be clan. Like legit when it was all sinners. Like I'm waiting for the sinning.
Mm.
Really, like where's the impact? Like I thought it was gonna be clan. I didn't realize it was gonna be
then you're like,
vampires. I'm
oh
like,
shit, she's a vampire.
vampires, huh?
Brings me to, we almost got away without me giving my double feature recommendation, which was From Dusk Till Dawn. So
Totally
we
talked
just
about it already.
passed right through that. But From Dusk Till Dawn is another ride that if you don't know anything about it, turn off this podcast, because I think it's great to go into it not knowing anything about
As a
that.
matter of fact,
I
go
got
watch
to
both
go
of those
into
because
it.
these would be the perfect double feature, not knowing anything about
Yeah.
either one of them.
I'd actually say do Sinners first, though,
Yes.
because Dusk Till Dawn's a little lighter and more fun.
little more
Yes.
fluff.
You know what I mean? A little bit.
I went into From Dusk Till Dawn when I had like finally watched it by myself. I went in completely blind.
Nice. And you're like, what
I
the
had
fuck?
like I think the only thing that I had seen ever was Salma Hayek dancing, like her dancing scene. Like I had known that was a scene, but I had
Erica,
no
she's
other.
not dancing. She's giving ministry. Go on.
Anywho,
Go on.
that was the only context I had for the movie. Was just I knew that she had this dance in this movie. So when everything happened, I was like,
Yeah.
yeah,
That's like a fun one. Like you watch that,
so
and
fun.
George
Mhm.
Clooney, Quentin Tarantino wrote the movie. He didn't direct it, but he's also in it. I think it's a Robert Rodriguez film, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, batshit, quite literally crazy movie. A lot of fun. And Selma Hayek, talk about temptress.
Talk about
Adrian.
probably a bisexual awakening for a lot of people in that
So
movie.
I won't get you mad at me by not asking you as well, Erica. So for both of you guys, Selma Hayek in From Dusk Till Dawn, Selma Hayek in Dogma.
Man, it's the same.
If we're talking
What about Desperado?
Or Desperado. Yeah. I was just going with her 2 stripper roles because those are the same. This has nothing to say about her exquisite and extremely talented skill she has as an actress. I'm just saying for what she brings in those 2 movies, if there's a version you preferred. But, you know.
I mean, I really like Dogma.
I think that's still Dom.
Dogma's
probably.
funny.
There you go. Split
Yeah,
answers.
yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll end on
But
that.
if we're really being serious, it's really Rachel Weisz in the scene from The Mummy 2 where she's sword fighting.
What are we talking about, though? Just a female performance?
Who just a female who I would prefer in a bikini like that,
I
you know? 'Cause like
I see. Okay, sure. Everyone has a preference. I'll take Selma Hayek in
literally
Fools Rush
anybody
In.
in the Mummy franchise, those first 2 movies.
In a
like,
bikini. Yeah, sure.
anybody.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Seen This. Follow us on our socials, Seen This Pod, or go to our website, seenthispod.com. Adrian, where can people listen?
Spotify, YouTube.
Oh, he's expanding. You're
expanding.
He's expanding. An Apple Podcast. You can find all of that at Seen This Pod. Till next time, what are we doing next? I guess we're not doing our swap. We got that at the beginning.
Honestly, we're
taking a break. We're taking a break. I'm on my way to London. Maybe I'll shoot some stuff from
London.
there. I'm going to try to find some scenic film sites.
An American Werewolf in
and
London.
I'll
Just take off your shirt and run around.
I don't want to be deported, you know. But until then, keep your eyes on the social. Have what? Sorry?
You have your UK visa?
I have everything I need, yes.
Okay, good.
Yes. I should be good to go. If not, I'll see you guys this week. Otherwise, see you guys in a couple weeks. Stay safe.